Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm dropping in to share with you a new traveler's notebook layout. It is using scrap papers still left over from the last traveler's notebook page that I made. If you'd like to catch that one, I'll leave the link down in the description box below so you can have a peek at it. And I'm pretty happy with my progress on this layout in terms of getting these bits of paper used up. I pretty well killed them all. I think there's like maybe one strip left after all the ones that I had originally cut. So I think I did pretty good. I decided to create a pattern, my own pattern paper, quote unquote, with these little bits of paper left over. So they got glued to the bottom part of the layout. And then I took the blue ones, two of them, and made a cap above that with those. I did toy with adding a scalloped border underneath the blue pattern paper, but I decided against it. I did, however, take some stamps from my stash and stamp them in for second and third generation using that technique. In two different colors. I used Close to My Heart Saffron, and then I also used Close to My Heart Espresso, and finished off the top like third of this page. I also die cut some stars with my Cricut, and my idea was to create little flip ups with them, so the journaling would be hidden beneath the flips of the stars. Each of the stars got the edges inked in espresso ink, as well as the entire panel that's going to be glued inside my traveler's notebook. Here I just used my little scoring board. It's not little, it's a 12 by 12 one, but still, it's a scoring board. And I scored the top part of two of the hearts, there's four of them in total, to make a little crease so that I could flip them up, and then I'd be able to write the journaling inside of them. The last heart, the largest of all of them, is going to have the photo over top of it. The photo was printed at 2 by 2 inches. The largest star is roughly 3 by 3 inches. It's not an exact 3 by 3 inch star, but it's close enough. And then the smaller ones are about 2.5 or 2 3/4 inch stars. I used some of the excess pattern paper that I had, strips that I'd cut, and decided to map my photo with it as well. Luckily, it was like a plaid pattern, so I was able to match the lines up so that they matched and looked even behind the photo, and then I put that over top of my center star. Now I'm working on the title. I stamped it from the same stamp set I used to stamp the top part of this page, but instead I used glacier ink, and the phrase says, "You're the best." It's hard to see, and you won't really be able to see it in the close-ups at the end of this video, but that is what it says. In real life, it's quite easy to read. I glued it at the bottom of my photo and then just trimmed off the excess that hung off of the page. I could have left it, but it's going to get wrecked because it'll hang outside of my album, and I didn't want that to happen, so I just trimmed it off. And then I decided to add some die cut hearts that I had left sitting on my plate. They were cut for another project some time ago, but I never ever used them. I think instead for that project, I ended up using my sticker stash instead of my die cuts. So they worked perfectly on this page, and I centered them around my photo. The entire time I was creating this page, I was trying to figure out what to do with the front-facing stars. While I was thinking about it, I decided to jump ahead and do my journaling. So I'm just tracing out lines with a ruler and a pencil just to keep my writing straight, because I can't do it for the life of me without. So I will always use my ruler and a pencil to mark out lines, and then either trace over the lines with my pen after I'm done my journaling, or erase them, or both. So I'm focusing on the journaling right now, and I really love how these flip ups look. They are so neat, and they added a lot of extra room for me to add my journaling. And instead of typing my journaling this time, I just hand wrote it as well. There wasn't a whole lot I wanted to say about this particular story, which is my husband helping my daughter with her math homework. So I figured handwriting it was sufficient enough. Also, I didn't want to fuss with trying to get the dimensions right in the shape of a star by typing it on my computer. I don't use Photoshop. I'm bumbling through it the best I can, just using the Word program I have on my computer. And so instead of fighting with it, I just hand wrote it. And in the end, rather than adding more embellishments to the 2 stars that were left over, because the rest of the page is busy as it is, I decided just to add a little bit of splatter in gold. I used Recollections Gold. It's very dark. It's not the light and yellow gold that a lot of other manufacturers carry. But it worked really well with my color scheme and for this page. So I just added some splatter to give those stars a little bit of something, and I called it done. Here is my little flip through of what I have done so far in this album. I'm going to flip those stars up in a moment just to give you an idea of what they look like open. And here is my close-ups. Thanks for joining me today, my friends. I hope this video inspired you, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and a like, and I'll be back again soon with more creative inspiration. Bye, friends.